I mentioned last week about the nuclear vaccine and how 100,000 Americans were used and killed to obtain this vaccine. I've also mentioned many times about a series called The 100, which does cover many of the past aspects of our lives here in far more detail than people realise. Now, in that series, they talk about the Night Blood group and how they survived a nuclear blast on Earth due to their blood type. So the story last week that they killed over 100,000 Americans to achieve a vaccine that made them immune to nuclear fallout makes more sense, doesn't it? Night blood. Next thing I need to bring up, many are reporting sleep issues, waking up 2 or 3 times a night, which is consistent with the spirit time of going in and out, so it's not something to be worried about. And people getting tired at different times of the day. My advice is, if possible, take the nap. You may be surprised what is revealed. Well, the reason being is the frequencies have changed and you are experiencing a different time, space and subsequent frequencies. Your body clock and biorhythms are not where they used to be. It's not something to be concerned about, but it will take time to readjust, then readjust and readjust again. Now, the reason for the adjust and readjust will be later in the show. Something else I have pondered on is to do with shamans. And there's been a lot of talk about shamans, and I've said it that way for a reason. Shamans, not shamans. And having spoken to many people around the world, most of these shamans appear to be fake. Some will say all are fake apart from the few ancient tribes left, the Aboriginals being one group in particular. And horror stories abound. We had a guest on An Evening with Thomas, Willow Nyatsuma, and the damage that they do, collecting huge sums of money for fakery at best and demonic possession at worst. Now, their goal on the front side of it is to collect vast sums of money for your alleged enlightenment, and most of it administered by the power of suggestion rather than real teachings. It is a fact. Most of these shamans have only had 1 year's training, North and South America. 1 year. That is not sufficient to cover the arts of that field. So you drink down the poison, whatever potion you ingest, and you go into the spirit realms, where you meet all kinds of garish creatures all waiting to consume you. Or worse, infect you with illness or disease. Most illness, severe illness and severe disease, comes from the lower astral realm, including cancer, or their ultimate goal of inhabiting a vessel, possession. Now, many come away from there all woozy and saying, I feel so much different, lighter and enlightened. Different and lighter, you may say. Have people considered it could be because it's not them anymore? Think about that. Think long and hard on that thought and its implications. What if you're in an under-educated path of journey of self-discovery? You have left your life force in the astral realm, and another person or being walked into the vessel. Could that be the reason why so many say it's life-changing? What could be happening is your time is up here and your life force is in another time or another realm. Now, I said earlier, shaman rather than shaman, for a reason. Shah means time. So ultimately you are working with a time man who operates in and out of time. Now, the reality is ultimately we don't belong in the world that's governed by time. When you listen to radio, you are a witness of the everlasting war between idea and appearance, between time and eternity, between human and the divine. Listening to our show, no matter where you are in the world, you are travelling through time. It could be Thursday afternoon to some people now, Thursday evening, or Friday morning, depending on where you live. But in this instance, if you all are listening live now, time stands still and you all go through it. The worst thing you can ever do is take psychedelic drugs. It's inserting you into a world that most people have no idea what they're dealing with. And if you come back with a possession, good luck with getting rid of that. It's not good. And they've been trapping people for a long time. Talking of time, and in particular the sands of time, I may go into more details in this in another show. The egg timer. It goes up and it goes down. As you turn it upside down each time through the torus-shaped vessel, the sands of time continue to drop and fall. When it comes to the transition, the key is not to fall. The key is to collect in the centre and go sideways. I may cover more on that in a later show.